I'm doing a live recap tonight of the fights. I'm here with my co-host extraordinaire, not
Cash
from
Money.
Cash Money, not from my channel, but shout him out.
Bro talking for Fight Bloodline. Thank you
Five
for having me on,
Bloodline.
Darren.
Not a problem. Thank you for being here. We're just here to give you a little live recap of what went on tonight. If you weren't able to catch the fights, we're happy to fill in the gaps for you. This is going to be strictly opinionated, so nothing is factual other than the information. I mean, I'm giving you information and truth about the fights and how it happened, but I'm going to give you just my take on it because there are some pretty wonky things that went on tonight. We'll start and just do the main card. We'll start with the lightweight division. Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frevola. We got Kyle Nelson with the decision. So Kyle Nelson put out the better body of work. I feel like he was in there and just kind of in it to win it. I didn't see him any kind of pumping on the brakes. He had total strikes 92 over Frevola with his 60. Significant strikes, he had 63 over 43 for Frevola. And I mean, it's obvious in the card. You could see why the judges went in favor of this decision with Kyle Nelson. What do you think? How do you feel about it, Cassius?
So I think Kyle Nelson was robbed of a first round knockout because he did drop him at the very end of the first, and it looked like he was out. It looked like the ref stopped it. All the commentators said it was over, but I think it was dominance. I thought Kyle Nelson won, but I feel like they robbed him of a first round finish.
I don't think he was robbed of anything because he didn't knock him out and they didn't call it a knockout.
But he dropped him. But I feel like they called it. But
I mean, he took the knockdown. He got the knockdown, so he didn't get robbed of it. I mean, he got it to his advantage.
He won, so yeah.
Absolutely.
For it to go to Matt Frevola, it would be crazy.
Yeah, the judges. I mean, in regard, I mean, they had some pretty weird things to judge based on just how some of the things went. Next one, we had Charles Jourdain versus Davey Grant. And my fault, I know I said he got knocked the fuck out. It wasn't a knockout. It wasn't a knockout, it was a submission, but it was just nice to see him, get his ass whooped. He's ruined a couple of my parlays, and I was just waiting to watch this day to gloat over Davey Grant. If you did not watch the fight, Charles Jourdain.
It's a bisexual satanic.
Don't even read that shit. If you did not watch the fight, Charles Jourdain had 25 total strikes over 9, 25 significant strikes, which he had. Davey Grant had only 9. If you watch the fight, it would look kind of back and forth. Some of Davey Grant's power looked like it was kind of bothering Jourdain, but it wasn't affecting him like you thought it would. He obviously... he ran away, got him down, took him with the submission. Davey Grant just kind of faded, I felt. I feel like he overwhelmed him, going power for power, lick for lick. I feel like Davey Grant was starting to feel the effects of the power more so than what Charles Jourdain did. And overall, just kind of overwhelmed him and got him to the ground and finished him there for a submission. What do you think, Cash?
I thought Charles Jourdain definitely looked more technical tonight. I think he dominated on the ground, and that flying knee was crazy. He caught him right on his face. Like, it was
Did
bad.
he hit him with a flying? I didn't think he landed that.
He hit him. No, it was a flying knee. It busts up his nose. I thought they were going to stop it when he was at the ground and pound, but he found the finish, found the sub. And, yeah, I thought it was a really good fight for as long as it lasted.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty easy. You know what I mean? It was pretty... easy. I won't say easy, but Davey Grant just seemed like he didn't put out. It
was predictable.
Right. Davey Grant,
he's usually a dog.
He had a good fight. His last one, he really disappointed me in my parlay last time.
Really
but moving on to the next one, we got Manon Fiorot and Jasmine Jasudavicius. This one was an awesome fight. I thought it was good. If you watch on the track on our video, it happened exactly how I said it was going to go down. Manon Fiorot had the power. She just didn't have the crisp boxing. Javicius was getting in there, and she wasn't landing anything significant, but enough to do a little bit of damage. And I felt like it was just momentum of her building confidence because she kept moving forward until Manon Fiorot threw an overhand. I think it was a left. And
caught her with the cross.
Caught her with a hard hit. And she never got to recover from it. And it was a first round knockout. It was an awesome fight. I mean, what more can you expect out of Montefiore? You know what I mean? I thought she was going to overwhelm her with her wrestling. She didn't even have to do that. Vicious, I thought, was going to try to overwhelm her with her striking, just like I called. She kept moving forward. You know what I mean? Like pressing forward as the fight went on. She wasn't trying to do a whole lot of counter striking, so she kind of walked into what she got. I'm not going to go through the breakdown of stats on this, but what do you think, Cassius?
I think Montefiore, she finished it really quick, man. That cross did a lot of damage. Like she caught her quick and early, made her do the stanky leg, and finished it early. Like she cracked her. It was over quick.
She got her so good that Jazz the Vicious, like when she cracked her, her leg got all fucking wonky, and she went to the ground, and Firo was just hitting her over and over again to where Devicious looks like she was out on her head on the canvas, and then like she kind of woke up, and then that's when the ref stopped it, and she was like confused, like why'd you stop it? Like I was fine. Like no, you fucking weren't. Like you were just getting your ass kicked. You just took a 3-second nap on the canvas, and you woke up, and you woke up in the middle of a fight. It's just not how things go. Hey, how's it going, Scorpion? How's it going, Brian Cruz? Yeah, I don't even speak that language, but how we doing today, guys?
2016.
Thank you guys for popping in. Thank you for your support. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of intriguing information, and we're just here trying to get out a little bit of what happened tonight for those who didn't get a chance to check it out. Next one, we got Marlon Vera versus Alman Zahabi. I personally took Marlon Vera. I thought he was going to take it because usually he's the more doggy of the fighter, but not at this point. Zahabi, it went to a decision. Zahabi got the decision, but I don't see how Zahabi moving on and doing anything. Like he didn't put him away or do anything significant. He did outlast, Cheeto. Cheeto's just not the same Cheeto anymore. He's not the guy who's going to come in there and try to open your face up with his knees and his elbows. I feel like he's a little bit more calculated, and he doesn't throw caution to the wind as like he used to. Not for like these type of fights, you know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Zahabi for getting the win over Marlon Vera. Vera still a good fighter. Still has a little bit of tread left on the tires, I feel. What do you think, Cassius?
Yeah, I don't think Cheeto's the same guy as he was a couple years ago. He's on a pretty big losing streak thing right now. And, a lot of people say it was a robbery, but I believe Zahabi won. It was a super close fight. They went back and forth with Marlon Vera getting a knockdown in the third. But
Marlon Vera did get a knockdown. He did get credited for a knockdown.
He's a dog, too.
Technically, the stats was 56 to 81. Zahabi had the 81, obviously. Marlon Vera had 56 significant strikes. Zahabi had 81. No takedowns. We had one knockdown from Marlon Vera. I didn't see Zahabi doing enough to get the win after getting knocked down, so I could see where Cassius is talking about, like, yeah, it's kind of controversial. But because he wasn't like beating the shit out of him or anything, it was just kind of
back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth in the fight. He was doing the lesser body of work, but he didn't get a knockdown. Let's see what we got. Next up, we got the welterweight co-main event. We got Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott, which was an interesting fight. It looks like it was a little bit of back and forth. It looked like Mike Malott's power was affecting Kevin a little bit more than he would have liked to have. He caught him with a crotch shot, and then another crotch shot not long after that. And after that, like, Kevin Holland was just in extreme pain. He was on the ground, holding himself, just, not really. He used every bit of his grace period he had to come back to the fight and some, right? So then later on in the second round, he's sitting there, pitter-patting, like fighting a little bit, but like he'd turn away after an exchange, trying to nurture his injury or what was going on, to where I thought if it would have been something like either your nuts are hanging out of your sack or something, you know what I mean? Like you had a hernia or something, but he seemed to have been throwing punches and some kicks and whatnot. I just felt like, personally, I feel like Holland's head just wasn't in it. I don't think he went in there and expected the impact that it was going to have on him, that Mike Malot's power and his crisp boxing was going to have on him. And yeah, I felt like he was a little bit defeated. And then second round, he kind of took off, kind of nurturing it, being like, "Oh my gosh!" And you can see he wasn't. Mike Malott wasn't really doing his best or going full trying to hurt. You know what I mean? Holland, because he wasn't trying to get disqualified, because you can see Kevin was really trying to stop the fight. He really didn't want to be in there, which he should have called it essentially, but they gave you time and they gave you an opportunity to not go back in there and fight, and you took it. So he would have gotten the loss if he would have quit at that point. So, I mean, what do you expect? So, yeah, I just didn't think it was a very good fight. Mike Malott we could give him a better competitor, somebody that's going to give him a good fight for 3 rounds. Nothing to Kevin Holland. I mean, you've done your thing or whatnot. I just didn't think, he doesn't always show up to fight. That's Kevin Holland. He doesn't always show up to fight. Sometimes he shows up and he's really determined and wants to be skillful and tactic, and there's other times where he shows up and he's just like, man, I just want to get the fuck out of here. So, that's just my own personal opinion. I hope he's not really hurt. If he really is, I feel really terrible. I'm just going off of my opinion, of course. I hope he is okay, though, overall. What do you think about this matter, Cash?
I thought Kevin Holland, man, he got cup checked a lot, and he got definitely hurt in that second round. You saw Mike Malott. He was putting the pace on him. Looked like Kevin, that last couple seconds, he was like hurting a lot, grabbing his cup. It was bad. I hope Kevin is okay. But I'd say pretty dominant fight for Mike Malott. I think it would have been very different if Kevin Holland had not have gotten cup kicked.
I agree. I mean,
I think it would have put at least a better fight.
It would have been a much better fight. Look at it this way. Malott got the decision, and he had 50 total strikes out of 100. Kevin Holland landed 76 out of 162. Significant strikes, they're pretty even. 49 for Malott, 52 for Kevin Holland. And takedowns, I mean, as you can see, total strikes 50 to 76. Like, there's a big difference. Like, Malott only had 50 strikes. But, for him to still win the fight, it just shows you the caliber of the magnitude of, the magnitude of the impact of what was going on with Kevin Holland, because he wasn't trying to throw any inside leg kicks anymore, wasn't trying to teep, he just wasn't trying to go towards that groin area. And I understand. I mean, I respect it, Mike Malott, because personally, if I saw somebody in there with an injury and your stomach's hurting, I'm kicking you in your fucking stomach. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the name of the game. So Mike Malott was much nicer and more graceful than a lot of people would have been.
Basically like Drew Dober.
So, main event of the evening, Renner D. Ritter, Brendan Allen. Man, what an awesome fight to watch. It's very gratification, a lot of gratification for me. I'm just not a big fan of D. Ritter. I feel like his style, he's won enough to where it's got him to a certain point, but it hasn't pushed him to where he's had to elevate. And what I mean by that is like he hasn't been forced to evolve. He's been like this one-trick pony to where he's doing these things on the ground with these guys, and he's smothering them and making them carry his weight, and just not being a very fun, not being very fun to watch personally. And I mean, to watch that snug and hug fest he did with fucking Bo Nickel was just terrible. You know what I mean? Those little hugging dudes just wasted my time for how many rounds was it? 3 rounds?
I think it was like 2.
Yeah, gosh. I just wasn't into it. It was just a boring fight, and I just want to see him evolve and have to win in other ways. That way we can see him compete with some of these elite fighters such as Brendan Allen, who could stand up and do it, go to the ground and do it on his back, do it on his stomach. Pretty much,
It's an all-around good fighter.
The guy's just fucking doing it. Let's just say that. I didn't expect him to come out. So they were going back and forth, standing up. It looked like the Ritter was trying to match his energy, standing up on the ground and calling his bluff, and Brandon Allen was just getting the better of him. He was cutting him up. He ended up going to the ground, and we thought Ritter was going to be doing the. At first, he was on the aggression, and he took his back, and he didn't necessarily got any hooks sunk in, but he was more or less trying to get him to carry his weight and trying to bully him up against the fence. And Brendan Allen ended up reversing that and going belly to belly, and he was eventually in Brendan's guard. after being in Brandon's guard, he reversed him to where Brandon ended up on top, and from then on, it was just Brandon Allen kicking the shit out of DeRitter, beating him on the ground, beating him to the next move on their chain rolling. He just, everything that Ritter had for him, he was just stopping. He was holding him down, and then every chance Ritter would get for them to relax, he was punching the shit out of him. Cut his face up, you know what I mean? Busted his face up really good. Brendan Allen didn't look like he took a whole lot of damage. Just to give you a kind of review, it was 61 total strikes for DeRitter. Brandon Allen had 97. Significant strikes was 9, 22 for Brandon Allen. Takedowns 3 out of 7. Takedowns 1 for Brandon Allen. I mean, each one of them had the submission attempt. I thought there was a point where DeRitter was going to submit him. He had his head in this kind of like weird kind of triangle. Looked like he was going to put him out. Ended up not doing it, obviously. Brandon Allen overcame, and it was just what a masterclass of resilience, not giving up. You know what I mean? And Brandon Allen just went in there not to break. He took this fight last minute. He had every reason, and he was down on the card. If you took him to win tonight, you'd have won big money on this dude. So, it just makes you think about some of these fighters, because even I thought DeRitter, like, I had already had it. I've already lost like money betting against him. I was like, you know what? I'll just bet on him. You know what I mean? Because he seems to wear on these guys. You know what I mean? Or get the decision at the end, even though Robert Whitaker got a knockdown on him, and still, he still ran off with the win on that. Some of these things I just don't understand with these judges, and that's fine. I don't have to understand it, but it was nice to see Brandon Allen, putting belt to ass to this freaking fraud check. I don't want to get nasty, but I was happy to see.
I wouldn't call him fraud, but he's still good.
If he's not the fraud, then is Brandon the truth?
These guys are both very good, but I think Reno just had a bad night.
Is that what it is? He just had a bad night?
I mean, bro, like...
He just made a left turn down a fucking highway? Like...
You don't know, bro, if he stubbed his toe when he first woke up, bro.
Oh, my God.
But, I think Brandon Allen just dominated. DeRitter had a bad night. He'll be back. I'm sure he will.
I just think he was outclassed. He was outskilled. He was outdogged. I don't think Brandon wasn't going to leave there losing tonight, no matter which way Renner wanted to go about it.
Especially being on short notice, too, against Reno de Quitter.
Yeah, what a freaking... Imagine getting a last-minute phone call and to come in and beating the shit out of this dude that's headlining this card. Like...
He's originally supposed to be fighting Anthony Hernandez. I think should put a Fluffy.
I thought Fluffy would have been a better fight. He would have had a better chance. Now seeing what just went on, I'm not sure if Brandon Allen's fought Fluffy yet.
Fluffy would walk him down. I don't know.
Brandon Allen?
No. Brandon Allen and Fluffy have not fought. But I said if Fluffy were to actually fight tonight, I thought he would have walked down DeRitter.
He would have tried. Renner would probably had a better chance of submitting him. I feel like, Brandon just looked strong. He looked real prepared for the person getting a call last minute. He looked like he was really prepared for this fight.
Looked like he won the jiu-jitsu class of the fight, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, out-controlled him, mounted him multiple times, found submission attempts.
Yeah.
Like, if they were to keep going, I bet you he would have found a finish.
You're probably right. But, nonetheless, that's what's happened.
Oh, shoot.
Is this next one?
Yeah, this is next weekend.
All right. So, that's all we have for tonight. I was going to go on to another card, but, next weekend's going to be next weekend. But stay tuned. If you haven't hit it yet, hit this sub button. Subscribe. Hit like. Show your support. You could go to buy us a coffee if you want to buy us a coffee and enter your chance to win some money on the weekend. That's another thing. Phaedra didn't get her bet in this weekend, but I'll do another one and rock with her because I want to win her some money. Tonight was just some weird calls and some very
big underdogs hit.
Very unpredictable things happen, which that's what's great. We want things that are unpredictable. That's what makes this thing exciting and fun to do, because it feels like everybody's given a level playing field and has a chance to to do something fun. But yeah. So thank you guys for stopping in tonight. I appreciate everybody that stopped in, and thank you for showing your support. I'm Guaranteed, Bro Talk MMA. Thanks for my co-hosts, Cash Money.
I'll fight Bloodline. Make sure y'all go sub it up.
Make sure you go check that out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. You guys be safe, be blessed, and we out.